Hello everyone, this is Richard Fasu. Welcome to week 4, and this is video blog 4.1 digital identity. It has a series of questions that need to be answered. So without wasting time, let's dive into the questions. How is your digital identity different from your real world self? How is it the same? We do understand that our actions and our habits define us as people. However, can we say that our offline activities are different from our online activities? So in this sense, we could say in the early days of the internet, we could say, yes, our offline activities were different from our online activities. But as the internet advanced and social media, really expanded, we can't say the same, because what it is right now, almost our real actions that we do every day is out there, online. So we can't really answer that question by saying, yes, our offline activities are different from our online activities. How does technology enable you to fully express a specific dimension of your identity? So with this question, the answer will be, I'm able to use social media technology to express my views on social issues, or, give my approval of other people's views. So in Foucault's study, he explains that the social media is more than just a vehicle for exchanging information. Social media is a vehicle for identity formation. Social media involves subjectivation. How does social media, well, actually, the question is, how does technology govern, influence, or shape our identity? We do share millions of content on social media every day, yet we don't really know how our actions, the act of sharing, these content on social media really shapes our identity. And we are forced to alter the content of what we share online, either for the audience to accept it, to like it, and to repost it. By doing this in a way, it's having some kind of effect on our psychological level. So this is how it shapes our identity, by forcing us to, change certain aspect of the content, to get approval from people, to get reaction from other people. How is your identity, digital identity, a product of social and technological context in which you live? So, again, going back to the Foucault, he further explains that sharing content is not just a neutral exchange of information. However, mostly when we share content on social media services, we do it transparently, visibly, and in the presence of crowds. So this begs the next question: how is your online identity, like a performance? And Foucault continues to explain that the act of sharing itself is performance. To some extent, it's a performative action, an action that does something in the real world. The performative aspect of sharing shapes the logic and experience. The act itself, there is a self-reflexive structure to sharing content on Facebook and Twitter for pleasing, expressing a certain crowd. How is your behavior different when you know it's public? By using the panopticon theory, we are aware that our content that we share are being watched by the public, and so it forces us to tailor the content in a way that will be accepted by the audience and get likes or views Example, this could be applying filters or to photos and photoshopping to make it suitable to my followers. The last question is, how does your digital identity affect your sense of who you are as a person? In sharing, we are playing to a crowd. I mean, it's like a big stage that we are playing on. And on some level, we do acknowledge, that we are performance. The crowd is consuming the content that we are sharing. And if we are favored by their, by what we share, then they will, pass it on. Kind of like repost, reblogging, reposting kind of thing. So this is how our world is being changed, by our actions or by our performance, and this points to whether the actions we take make a personal statement, or in doing so, yeah, I affirm this, I share this, and I like it. We speak to the crowd our personal preferences, and we like nothing more than the crowd to affirm our presence.